Welcome back, watch fans. We're talking about watch collecting strategies. What is the ultimate watch collecting strategy? Look, I'm going to be doing a series. That's right, the Colonel will be doing a series of videos on this very important topic, sharing his deep insights so that you can escape the matrix and get rich with watch collecting. That's right, watches are one of the best investments you can make. And on the wrist, we have the Rolex Day-Date 36. Is this a good investment? I don't know. You tell me. We'll talk about that. But look, this is, for example, a watch that I paid $6,000 for some years back. It's probably hit a high of about 15, worth about 11, 12 right now, especially with that nice blue dial, the sunburst dial. So yeah, you can make money with watches, and I've made money with every watch I've ever had. I've never sold a watch at a loss. A number of my watches have increased, 300%, 200%, 100%, whatever it is, right? Double. But, and I talked on another video about the benefits of watch collecting. That's for another topic. But what is the proper watch collecting strategy? Okay, so I'm going to kind of break it down, share some insights. If you're looking long term, you want to have a couple of categories, right? You want to have kind of your classics, things that are classics, kind of your blue chips. Case in point, Day-Date 36. There's many variations. Here's the thing: the beautiful thing about the Rolex Day-Date range is there are many variations. We're talking about stone dials, malachite, coral. I mean, I can go meteorite, whatever it is, right? You have your classics. Classics should be the bedrock of your collection. I'm talking about classic dials, right? Nothing crazy, not Richard Mille, like that, not that stuff. That's not a classic. Those are kind of hype watches. That could be maybe a small percentage. Patek Philippe, I'll give you an example of Patek Philippe. I have a few Pateks, right? And the 3940, the perpetual calendar, that is the best definition of a classic design. That is a timeless classic. What you want is a watch that has a timeless classic look, that is basically clean. That's the word that the kids use nowadays. It's a clean design. It's a modern, sort of, I don't want to use the word minimalist, but it's a relatively timeless design, right? It doesn't look dated. This watch, it's 40 years old, 50 years old probably, right? It doesn't look dated. However, certain watches, like a lot of the JLC, Jaeger-LeCoultre, which I'm a fan of, some of their dials already look very dated. I'm talking about the round watches, not the reversos. Even the reversos, they have a problem, right? So there are certain design elements that make a watch look a little dated. And the problem with dated watches is, things go in cycles, right? Like, I believe the 70s style has been making a comeback for quite a while. I think people are kind of looking at the 80s. Yeah, people are trying to push the 80s look right now with Ebel. They're trying to push the Ebel watches. Next thing you know, they're going to be trying to push the Hublot watches, all that stuff. But again, those things kind of come and go. But what you want to have as the bedrock is sort of the classic, like the 3940. You have the classic dial. It's a very clean design, and you're going to be safe with a watch like that. And look, it's proven. It's not just my opinion. That watch has been increasing very, very, it's kind of a stealth bull market. We're in a stealth bull market for that watch, right? How about, let me see, I'll give you another example. A couple of other Pateks I've shown in my collection have that kind of timeless look, except for the ellipses. Now, I have a few ellipse models. Those are what I call turnaround situations, right? So those are not classic designs. Those are dated designs of the 70s, and particularly what makes those special is that, again, that 70s look, that kind of brutalist design, whatever, it's, it's kind of going to be back in vogue for, I think, a number of years, right? And again, we don't have a crystal ball for many years. Again, we don't know where things are going to be in 20 years, but for the next 5 years, I think it's very good. Just like the Royal Oak. The Royal Oak is that same type of 70s design language. And we saw what happened, right? But again, the Royal Oak is a timeless design. However, speaking of Royal Oak, if you are going to get a Royal Oak, and again, I think most of them are very timeless, except for the caveat. The caveat is when they have the busy dials, like the chronograph. The chronograph is a disaster. The chronograph is a ticking time bomb. It's a ticking time bomb waiting to explode in your in your bank account. It's going to drain your bank account basically. The design is too busy. They are not known for chronographs. So again, if you're one of the things you want to consider is what is the brand known for? You want to have the best of breed, right? So if it's like, Patek, they're known for perpetual calendar, so you want that perpetual calendar. Although I prefer the simple calendars, I don't. I'm not into the chronograph thing, so I can't really talk too much about it. I know people are into it. I know some of them do, some of them actually can appreciate it very significantly, right? Historically they've been, but it's not my thing, so I'm kind of, I don't have an opinion on it, really. As long as, as long as the dial is relatively clean, I think you're going to be okay with the Pateks. But I feel more comfortable with the simple perpetual calendar like the 3940. Again, chronograph. If you want a chronograph, you got to go with the Daytona. The Daytona is another classic, actually. The Daytona is a very clean, simple design. As long as you stick with the basics. For example, the Meteorite. I'm not really sure about those exotic dials, to be honest with you. I think the exotic dials. Again, the problem is you want that clean face. With AP, you want to have that tapisserie. You want to enjoy that beautiful tapisserie dial because that's what they're known for. So that's what you need to have in the watch. With the Daytona, again, it's the dial design, the usability of the design of the dial, the sub-dials. That's what they're known for. So when you get into Meteorite, I think the Meteorite takes away from it. I think the Meteorite makes the design too busy, and if you get into like weird diamonds and all that stuff, I think it's a little too. I think it's going to be a little bit too much. And what was I going to tell you? Yes. So you want to go with things that are easy to understand. They don't need big explanations. Let me give you another example. So I talked about the ellipses. Again, the ellipse is a watch you can get into now because it's a turnaround situation. What is a turnaround situation? It means, the cycle is about to start again. Again, the 70s design is making a comeback. So, I'm always looking for watches that are kind of, out of favor and they're coming back into favor. Just like the stock market, right? You have stocks that, for whatever reason, an industry is out of favor, and all of a sudden it comes back into favor for whatever reason. So you want to be prepared for that. You want to be on the ground floor of that next big wave, right? Like these surfers. You want to be in the water. You want to be right there. Look at these guys. You want to be out there on the waves. You want to catch that next big wave. You don't want to be drowning in the wave. You don't want the wave to come crashing down on your head, which I think is what's going to happen with a lot of the Patek Nautilus collectors. That's right. Nautilus, I think, is a dated design. It's kind of like the ellipse, but the market doesn't know about it. The market hasn't figured it out yet. That's right. The Nautilus is not a timeless design. It's not. Made by the same guy, yes, Gerald Genta, yeah, but it's a dated design. The Royal Oak is not. Why? That's what I discussed with only our aristocrats. That's right, members of the channel who pay $4.99 a month and join the channel. They become barons. That's right, that's the official aristocratic title. And you have access to member-only content. Your questions are answered by the Colonel. Your other benefits include, again, member-only content, and when you leave that nasty and vicious comment on this video, that's right, when you leave a nasty and vicious comment on this video, people are going to take you seriously because they know that you're a baron. It says right next to your name, your whatever username, whatever it is on YouTube, jerk off or whatever your name is. They're going to see that this guy is a member of the channel. He's a member of the aristocracy. He's a respected person. Otherwise, you're just a tomato can. You're just another asshole with an opinion. That's right. You know what they say on Wall Street? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. But aristocrats are unique. Unique individuals. Men of wealth and taste. Is that you? Are you an aristocrat? Yeah, right? We're going to have to find out. The only way we'll know if you're an aristocrat is if we see you joining the channel, if we see you investing $4.99 in your future, in your spiritual enlightenment. That's right. This is much more than just watches. We're talking about spiritual enlightenment will be yours. That's right. We guarantee you spiritual enlightenment, when you join the channel. What else do you get? That's right. Money. Yes, money. When you join, all of a sudden you're sending a message to the universe that you are ready to receive abundance, financial abundance in your life. When you make that investment, you have to give in order to get. That's the way the universe works. And when you invest in your future, you invest $4.99 in becoming a watch collecting tycoon. The universe is going to reward you. The universe is going to realize, okay, this guy's serious, and money will start just coming to you in avalanches of abundance. It's going to be unbelievable, but true. All right, tomato cans. Enough for this. The sun is about to set, and I don't have a flashlight. Well, actually, I guess I could use this phone. There's no lights here, and I got a little bit of a way to go to the exclusive residence I'm staying at right now at an undisclosed location, only for aristocrats. That is the way it is. But yeah, there's some interesting things happening in watches. Again, it's one of the best investments you can make. But again, you want to stick with classics. You want to stick with things that are classics. You want to stick with best in breed. Best in breed. That means if you're going with chronographs, it has to be Daytona only. Or Universal Genève, which I think also is very good. A couple of other classics like that. Maybe you could say Omega, things like that. But those are kind of peasant brands. Those are peasant brands. They're just for kind of wankers. They're kind of respected, but it's not for people on this channel. I don't want to have any Omega people on this channel. If you own an Omega, you gotta sell.